Hello and welcome to Essentials to Heal Yourself. I'm Laura Lee Humphreys. So today I have a big conversation for you and I hope you enjoy it. So as you listen to this, then please leave your comments below and let me know your thoughts about what I'm going to share with you today. So since World War II, in the last several decades, we have been in what's known as the turning of the ages. Now, this is the time in human evolution where there's a great deal of change, chaos, upheaval, destruction, confusion, and on, which is exactly what we've been living through currently the last several years. So during the turning of the ages, what distinguishes that point in time is that entire paradigms and belief systems crumble and break apart and dissolve. Entire ways of viewing life change. How we view ourselves change. How we understand our body changes. How we view each other. How we view the planet, the life, the cosmos. Our concept of God and the divine and spirituality changes. And by definition, all of the societal, cultural constructs and systems also undergo great, massive change, like the education, the political, the medical systems, the economic systems. All of this stuff changes because we have changed the way that we view things, hopefully in a much more expanded way that leads to greater growth and evolution as opposed to the opposite. So when we change our viewpoints and our understanding of life and ourselves, therefore, we create new structures of society that are very different, that reflect this new understanding. Our entire way of life changes and how we approach to everything changes. And one of the things that we create differently are our technologies. So since World War II, we have been in the energy age. What does that mean? It means that the technologies that have been rolling out since then are a lot more faster and more sophisticated. And they are built upon an understanding of energy and quantum physics. So let me give you an example of what some of these energies are. A lot of them, we're very familiar with them. We use them every day, all the time. So medical devices, cell phones, the internet, electric cars, smart devices, ways of food preparation, medical systems testing things like the EKG, the MRIs, I can say that word, the transhumanistic agenda with all of its AI, the ways that shots and vaccines are being developed now, microwaves, directed energy weapons, 5G, Wi-Fi, Rife machine, Tesla tech, scalar waves, electrogravitic propulsion, free energy, electroculture, electromagnetic pulses and radiation. On and on and on and on it goes. A lot of this stuff, you may be familiar with it, and some of it may be new for you. But all of this technology, energy-based technology, we're so immersed in it, we can't get away from it. We're in it every single day, all the time. We're always on our phones, our devices, our internet, smart devices, cars, et cetera, et cetera. We're so addicted to it, and we're so enamored with all the things that they can do. And especially when new things come out and all these bright, shiny new toys, ooh, what does it do? Let's go try it out. And yet, how often do we really stop to think what all of these devices, what all of this technology and electrical things with all this radiation is doing to us? You know, we don't even stop to think about it because we've taken everything for granted and we're just running into being carried away by the speed of all the rollout of all this technology. And yet we don't even think about where it's taking us because a lot of these technologies are not beneficial. They're harmful to us, our bodies, the earth, the environment. They're meant to destroy and to harm. And so the question then becomes, are you going to become familiar and educate yourself on the basic premises and principles of quantum physics so you can understand energy, so that you can begin to grasp the detrimental effects that all of this is having on you, because if you don't, you will be at a disadvantage, I can assure you. Are you willing to start to understand the effects of EMFs, 5G, radiation, dirty electricity, the effects of the radiation from smart meters and electric cars? What does that do to you, to your body, and how your body functions? How's that breaking down and affecting your hormonal system, your nervous system, your immune system, your energy system? We don't know. Yes, I take that back. A lot of us do know, but it's on the fringe, because the majority of people in our culture don't even want to give it a second thought. And yet, I'm telling you, you're going to have to start wrapping your brain around all of this, because we are in the energy age now. So, how do we go about wrapping our brain around all of this? How can we respond in a way that we can understand all of this stuff and find ways to protect ourselves from all this harmful radiation and the effects of all these electrical devices, and even reverse some of the damage? Or better yet, tap into the energy-based technologies that are coming out and being developed. Some of them already are out, that heal us, that are beneficial to our bodies and to our systems. In my opinion, one of the ways that we can understand and wrap our brains around all this is by expanding our perception of ourselves. And we can do that in two ways. First way, to no longer see yourself as merely a hunk of physical matter, to see yourself as more than your physical body. To wrap your brain around the fact that, the truth that you are an energy being. You are first and foremost an energy being, more so than you are a physical being. You're constructed of electromagnetic energies that creates your energy system. It's highly complex and very sensitive, and responds and reacts to your environment and whatever is in your environment. So to begin to understand this, to wrap your head around your energy system and to learn to understand how to work with it, then you begin learning about the quality and nature of energy and some basic principles of quantum physics. The exact same principles of quantum physics that a lot of these energy-based technologies are built on. The harmful ones as well as the beneficial ones. So that's number one. Expand your perception of yourself. Secondly, is to put ourself, meaning humanity, back into the conversation of it all. What do I mean by this? Well, for many generations, many hundreds of years now, we have been deeply, deeply conditioned and programmed to believe that we are separate from nature, that what we do has no consequence or effect on the environment around us, that we are just a neutral, objective observer on the stage of life, watching everything go by, and that what we do doesn't have an impact. And yet we know this is blatantly false. The scientific community, and then following that, the medical community, has taken this idea to a gross exaggeration, which is not doing any of us any favors. Because we are so programmed to look at things through the lens of the scientific method, where you're supposed to be this objective observer, observing things in nature and life, to do some little scientific experiments, to then draw conclusions about how life works. And yet, there are numerous scientific experiments and research that has proven out that that is simply not the case. You cannot assume the position that you are an objective, neutral observer disconnected from life, because that is blatantly false. That is not true, period. To hang on to such a distorted belief that you are separate from nature is quite frankly delusional, because we're not. this idea that we are and that we can just do leads to the idea that we can do whatever we want to ourselves, to our bodies, to our food supply, to the air, to the soil, to the water, to the animals, and that there's no repercussions. And yet it's quite obvious that we can no longer continue down this destructive path. And granted, I understand and I realize that a lot of this has been put forth by the globalist corporations who spew out massive amounts of toxic waste and chemicals all over the place all day long. And to push this idea that they can do whatever they want, that there's no repercussion, no consequence to anything. And yet, by doing so, humanity is committing suicide by killing her planet, by killing Earth, the planet. So coming back into the conversation then means that there is a deep acknowledgement that we are an integral part of life, the web of life. What we do affects others. What others do affects us. And that then takes us immediately into the conversation of understanding the dynamics of energy, because much of this is on the unseen realm, the non-tangible, non-physical realm, of how all of these energies and technologies emit radiation and frequencies that are very damaging to us, in addition to all of the chemical spills and what all that does downstream to destroy life. We've got to change that around and come to an understanding that if we want to be healthy, we've got to live in a fishbowl or an environment that's also healthy. Duh. So by embracing the fact that there's all of these energy-based technologies in existence, and embracing the fact that we ourselves are an energy system, and then learning to understand the basics of quantum physics, then we can begin developing technologies, further technologies that clean up the planet, that nurture life, that are beneficial to us, to the environment, to the plant and animal kingdoms. And technologies that emit frequencies that are more coherent and harmonious to our own energy system and how our own energy system functions. In doing that, we can also understand how these healing frequencies work and then benefit from them. Because if you, number one, don't understand that you are an energy being, you don't want to understand how your energy functions, your energy system functions. Therefore, you can't understand basic principles of quantum physics. So you can't understand how these basic healing technologies work. Therefore, you don't want to try them. You're afraid of them and you back away. So you can't benefit from them and your healing process takes longer. So I invite you to start thinking about all of this. Start thinking in an expanded way of who you are, how you're constructed, and the fact that we are an intimate part of the web of life, that actually all of nature and all of the animals and the birds and the insects are waiting for us to come back into the conversation because they are dying too. So allow all of this to settle into you. Think about it. Look at how you can personalize the fact that we are now in the energy age. And it's not just about technologies being shoved down your throat. It's about coming to an even playing field by recognizing that you are an energy being and an energy system. So with that, that's what I have for you today. Big conversation. Leave me your comments below of your thoughts. Share this video, subscribe to my channel. And as always, I have a couple of gifts for you below this channel or this video in the description. So you can check out some of my free gifts for you from some free downloads. One of them is like 4 aspects of what you need to consider in healing yourself. And that will help you think in a more expanded way about yourself as an energy being and what your body needs. And it's an energy system in order to heal. So, all right, with that, thanks for listening. Take care, and I'll talk to you soon.